Chinese kale or Chinese broccoli has more leaves and stems than the common broccoli. It is a member of the kale family and its leaves are blue-greenish, and when stir-fried, it gives a delicious, crunchy, and nutritious meal. It is interesting to note that the Greeks and Romans used Chinese broccoli 2,500 years ago. So welcome to Journey to Hydroponics. In this vegetable series, we shall learn how to grow Chinese kale hydroponically. When I germinate seeds, I use these 5 steps whether I'm growing vegetables, herbs, or microgreens. The first step is sterilizing the medium. I use coco peat and I usually microwave it for about 3 minutes. But you can also pour boiling water on the coco peat, and when the water has cooled down, just squeeze out the excess water. Get your seedling container and fill it with coco peat about 2 inches high. The second step is to moisten the coco peat with treated water. Treated water for me is tap water which has been kept in an open container for at least a day to allow the chlorine to evaporate. The third step for germination is distributing the seeds on top of the coco peat. Then I spray the seeds with the treated water. Cover the seeds lightly with coco peat and spray one last time with treated water. The fourth step is placing a plastic sheet on top of the coco peat to help retain the moisture, and also adding in some weights so that the seeds are pressed onto the moist coco peat. Finally, I place the container inside a box so that the seeds germinate in darkness. The start of the seedling bud begins around the 6th day for me, so I remove the plastic sheet and expose the container 1 to 2 inches under the LED lights. Now my lights are 3 rows of T5 daylight LEDs that are only about 9 watts each. These are the same ones I used for growing lettuce, and the kale seems to have no problems with these lights. The goal while watching the seedlings grow is to make sure the coco peat remains moist. So make sure you bottom feed the seedlings with treated water at first. In my environment, I usually do this every other day. When you see a 3rd leaf appear, now mine happened on the 13th day, you may now bottom feed the seedlings with your nutrient solution. I'm using an international brand called Master Blend, and the formula I use is the same as the one I use for basil. I've placed a link below if you need instructions on how to mix the Master Blend formula. When the seedlings are about 17 days old, I can now transfer them to their final container. To hold each seedling, I'm using an 8-ounce cup whose holes were created using a soldering iron. I filled the cup with coco peat, dug a hole in the middle deep enough to hold the kale. I water the coco peat with treated water to compact it and moisten it for the roots. I'm going to use a food jar that previously held peaches, and you will also notice that I place aluminum foil around it to prevent the outside light from creating algae inside. I fill the jar with nutrient solution about here, just over the bottom of the cup so that the cocoa peat remains moist for the kale's roots. I placed the seedling cup on top of the food jar and I placed it 1 to 2 inches under my LED lights. Check the level of the nutrient solution every other day and refill it when needed. Harvest day for me began on day 74. I enjoy my kale by stir-frying it. You can eat it plain like this with a touch of oyster sauce, or you can add in beef strips that have been soaked with oyster sauce, a little bit of sugar, cornstarch, salt, and pepper. Chinese kale is a rich source of antioxidants and anti-carcinogenic compounds. So why not try growing Chinese kale? Thank you for watching this video on growing hydroponic kale. Till our next video, bye-bye.